So that's what the Dalai Lama told me, and of course, you know, I can't say that ever again. Once I say it. The secret to life, right? Watch, all forms and documents come in the, it's like I'm selling the thing for them, right? I'm really not, but I bought it. I bought the whole darn thing. I didn't pay $5.25 either. Do I need a lawyer? How many times did anybody form the LLC? What's it cost? 800 bucks? Oh, wait. No, it doesn't. It costs $800 to form it. And the lovely state of California says that you have to pay $800 a month or a year tax on that, minimum, for every LLC. Well, what if you own 400 pieces of property that aren't making you any money? You're still paying $800 on each one of those. Okay? How many do you pay on a land trust?
0.
Okay? 0. I always tell them, not one. So do I need a lawyer to fill out my paperwork? No. Do we have a printer in here? I bet you there's a printer in the building. I could make a land trust right now on my iPad.
Send it to my email.
Yeah, seriously. And then we could sell it in the room. So I could have a contract on a property, you know, make a contract. She's got a house for sale. I do the contract right now, and then I form it, and I go downstairs, I pick up the form, we all sign it, and then I sell it to somebody else, and I can make $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 right now, just in the room. Never transfer a dime, never talk to an attorney. Because I like attorneys, but sometimes. No public record filing fees, period. Except the initial time that you file the land trust. That's it. For 30, 40, 50 years. Okay? Here's the cool thing. Anybody got kids? Anybody want to leave? Anybody want to have kids in the future? You know, maybe? My son's raising his hand. No, not for a while. 11. But he does mac the ladies pretty well. Embarrasses me. I'm like, how do you get this? He comes into the supermarket, he's got like 5 girls around him, and I'm like, where did you learn that? And he goes, and then she looks at me like,
that whole scenario has actually really happened.
why do you think I'm trying to go like this? So, literally what happens is, I totally forgot what I was saying. Do you have kids you want to leave? Do you have relatives or entities that you want to leave your property to? Okay. Anybody hear about what's going on with the farms right now? Yeah. A man owns a farm, and he works the farm for 50 years, 60 years, passes it on to his kids when he passes away, and guess what the government does? They want 50% of the value of the farm today.
Wow.
Tax. What if it's in a land trust? Never transfers. The father that died never owned it. Okay? I kind of want to go around to all the farmers and just hold seminars for farmers. Because, I mean, think about it, that we owe them everything. Except the ones that are, you know, using Monsanto stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, we're at Santa Barbara. You're all on my side now. All right. Yeah, and we couldn't pass labels. Can you believe that? All right, so it gives you protection. It gives you the ability to avoid deed restrictions. So now you can flip houses tomorrow and make money tomorrow, and not have to worry about that. Is that big? That's huge. Okay. Easy flipping. It sounds like a TV show. Assign the beneficial interest. You can do that real quick, fast, and easy. All it is a stroke of a pen. It's a form. Is the form included, Randy? Yes. Not to put you on the spot.
Yep. All the form you need the rest of your life.
Yeah. How about the contract for beneficial interest form?
That is
Extra?
no. If you're buying or selling, or
If I have a property in a land trust and I want to sell it on a contract for beneficial interest.
that's actually in my advanced course with all the default notices. But
Oh, that's why I paid more than $5.25.
that's right.
Okay.
But I'd be glad to give it to everybody. Anybody wants to
I love this guy.
come to class.
You want to know why I did business with this guy and not the 80 other people that are doing land trusts? He answered the phone.
Yeah.
And I mean, I called what, 300 times before I actually bought it? Well, what if I do it this way? And what about if I do it this way? No, really, I mean, I've never met anybody like you that's just giving when it comes to the knowledge of doing these things. Pre and post-closing transfers, yes. Easy owner finance, yes. Practically no cost to create, right? It's a dream come true. I mean, I was excited. I was very excited when I learned this. So, now what I want to show you is how to structure your deals to profit every time, right? When you know how to structure your deals properly, you can use this technique to always make money on your deals, right? You're always going to be safe. Are you going to get sued? Can you get sued?
No.
You can. All right. Okay. Anybody know anything about contingency lawyers? How they work? You can't say anything.
They get paid if you win.
They get paid if you win. Who pays for everything during the case? From the initial investigations into if, you know, yes, I see you have no legs, but how do we know what really happened in this accident?
They do.
The attorney does.
Until they win.
Well, the attorney has to take the money out of his pocket and fund the case. Could be $100,000 on some cases. Okay? So if you walk in and you say, blah, 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 here's my case, and the attorney looks at it, he's going to do what? He's going to look up the person that you're suing to see if they have what? Assets. And if they don't have assets, what's that attorney going to say? I'm sorry, but you just don't have a strong enough case. Now you can go down to George's law firm down there. He might take your case.
Even if you don't have legs to do that?
Hey, you know, he was saying who would sue the defenseless children of California? I know attorneys that would. Right? So, yes, you can get sued, but the likelihood, if you have no assets and they're working on a contingency because somebody tripped and fell on your property, the likelihood is they're not going to have a case. Okay, so it's lawsuit avoidance more so than anything. But if you use this to do your deals and make your transactions and hold your properties, it's going to help you make more money. Okay, because like I talked about, you guys, there's not a lot of you wholesaling property. Why not? Somebody raise your hand and say why you're not wholesaling property. Anybody?
Why are you not wholesaling property?
Why are you, no. Tell me why you're not wholesaling property.
Why I'm not?
Yeah.
Oh, I
He
can't
is.
say that.
I got a contractor here, you want to buy it?
I'll look at it.
That's right.
Okay, well, I'll wait till I'm back. Is it in a land trust?
We can't put it in.
Now he's looking.
Things quick on his feet, don't he?
Yeah. Well, if you're not wholesaling properties, you should be. It's money you can be making.
It's free.
It's free.
It's fun.
It's free money. It is fun. You get to play Monopoly for real. And if you find people that have money, and you say, hey, I'm going to go out and find this, and if I find this, I know you've got the money to fund that, and then what we're going to do is, we're not even going to buy it. We're just going to put the money up, I call it show me money, right? We're just going to put up some show money to the bank and say we're going to buy it, and then I've got about 15 days under a contract to be able to go out there and put a deal together, right? Due diligence period.
So you would do it as if your land trust name and or assignee,
No, don't even have to do that.
really?
Oh, I've got a whole course on how to do a contract, which is I did the last time. You guys remember it? The honey badger? Remember? Give them everything and then take it away. And then the bank comes begging you to buy the property at 50% off. Didn't we just do one?
Yeah, he wants back.
No, didn't we just find one?
Found
Oh no, that was Derek.
Found some.
Yeah, Derek just did one, and I'll show you here in a second. Anyways, there's money, free money, yay! Everybody likes free money. So, this is a couple of my students. All right, I'll just crank them up here. Some of them you might know. He's in Pennsylvania. They're in Northern California. He's the guy I was telling you. He's got 11,430 days. He works at LoopNet, and he just got a girlfriend, so he's not doing real estate anymore. You know, busy. This guy, Leo Nolasco. Do you know Leo? He's in Fresno. He took my training, and in 1 year he flipped 3 and he wholesaled 10, and he won't give me any numbers or any math. I mean, look at him, right? Does that look like a guy that's going to talk? No, he doesn't say squat. He's like, hi. I'm like, you could kill me, couldn't you? He's like, yeah. And nobody would even know, would they? No. And he says it wouldn't matter. But Johnny took my class about 2 years ago, and he had never flipped a deal, and he literally took it 3 times after he paid $40,000 to somebody else. Okay? He came and took my 3-day class. And he never put a deal together until after the 3rd class. He says, okay, Cliff, I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to go. He went, he put his first deal together and made $18,000, and then put his second deal together and made, I think, $40,000 on the second one, and he's on his 5th property right now. And he's doing it part-time. He's got a disabled daughter, so he spends a lot of time at home with her. This couple here, Mark and Susan, they spent $50,000 on somebody else's product, couldn't put anything together for a year, spent 3 days with me, and after the 3 days, they banked $275,000 in their first year alone. It was actually more than that, but it was like they closed the deal like on the 367th day for another $30,000 or $40,000. So I was really pissed because I wanted to put $300,000 there, and they were like, no, technically we didn't do it in a year. So I could put $300,000 there and just put in 368 days. It just doesn't have the same effect, right? Of course, I already told you about him. This is Derek. Derek is in Oklahoma. He just took my class. He's doing a program I'll tell you about in a minute. And he put a house, I get Oklahoma and Omaha mixed up. It's one of the two. It's where Google's putting their new facility. I think it's Omaha, Nebraska. Oklahoma. It's one of those things that you fly over when you're going somewhere. You know those things down there when you're flying? You're like, who the hell is down there? There's nothing there, right? And you look on the map on the plane and it says, no, there's nobody down there. He lives here, went there to work as an electrician. His mom took my training. He called me up and says, hey, Cliff, there's a lot of stuff going on out here, and I want to get involved in real estate. And I said, well, I'll hook you up with my program. So we did. And over the phone, he, in 27 days, put a $80,000 house under contract for $40,000 and did price reductions after this to where they were at $28,000 for an offer, purchase price. But then he walked away from it because he was afraid of it. So if anybody wants to buy a nice little house, it's somewhere over there, I can hook you up for 32 grand. I'm serious.
What about 20?
Well, no, because the contract was 28.
What's the
So-
income?
Huh?
What's the rental income? We're doing a deal.
$1,600 a month positive, or $1,600 a month is the rental rates in that neighborhood.
That's good.
Unless,
A little bit.
wait, no, it's a 3-bedroom house. You can rent each room for $750 a month to the workers that are building the Google thing there because nobody lives there. They're not from there. So that like an electrician or one of the contractor guys, they're renting rooms for $750. So $750 times 3, it's not bad for an $80,000 purchase. And the people that can buy it for 80 grand can't afford it. You understand what I'm saying? There's a whole market out there. In fact, there's one there. There's one in somewhere where we were looking. Florida has a bunch. They're all over the place. And if you know the right things to look for, you can buy these houses for $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. Put $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 into it. You ever see what the FHA HUD report is to find out if it passes for the HUD? It's got to have like carpet. It literally looks like Elmo drew the pictures in the diagrams for the thing that you download as a HUD landlord to qualify for Section 8 as a landlord. It looks like Elmo drew the pictures. It's like, An outlet. Yay! Yeah. It looks like it's written in crayon. Nobody's ever downloaded it. Go check it out. You'd be like, this is my tax money pays for this. And you can buy these houses for dirt. You put in, I'm exaggerating, you put indoor, outdoor carpet in it, right? You know what I'm saying? You're not putting wool carpet in it. And you rent them for ridiculous amounts. There's houses in St. Pete, Florida that are selling for $65,000 that are renting for $1,200 to $1,500 a month. There's no buyers at $65,000 because the houses are trashed. So you can pick them up for $20,000 and $30,000 all day long. Anyways, so how can you guys benefit? Oh God, they're like, oh, here comes the sales pitch. Yeah, of course. Right? You guys want to know?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So Cliff's Complete Online Video Series. I told you I worked for the gurus, right? I worked for the one guy that was just on the show last night. He's made like $1 billion so far. You guys know him? I can't say his name because legally I can't, because that was part of the agreement.
What is his
I didn't say
initials?
that.
What was it?
His
What?
initials?
Armand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He makes money scamming people.
Well, I worked from day one until day 180. My company was fulfillment company. I was the one that did all the training, and I did it for Fortune Builders. When THAM first got started out, I worked for a company in Utah that basically does everything. You'd be surprised at what comes out of Utah. You would be, because you know. But most of your seminar companies, Flipping Boston, Flipping this, Flipping Vegas, all these seminars that you see usually come out of Salt Lake City area. It's the companies that are doing the seminars, and then they just put the figurehead at the front of the, you know, on the slide, right, or on the sign in the door. And you come in there and you buy a $40,000 program. I used to teach those. So what I did is I took my 3-day boots on the ground mentor training class and I recorded it. It's right here. You want a $40,000 class without paying 40 grand? Here's how to do it. You want me to show you how to do it? All right. So you get my 3-day mentor training videos. It's online. You can watch it on your iPhone, your Android, your iPad, your TV. If you went to San Diego and you broke into the stadium, you can put it up on the Jumbotron. I would like to see that. If you do that, let me know and I'll go with you. But it's the class that I taught for the gurus. I'll tell you, I made $2,500 per person in the room, and I usually had 40 people in the classroom. Every week. Times 5. Not bad. If you get paid. Right? Member-only webinars. So you get that training, you get the member-only webinars. I got some webinars up there, and I do webinars all the time that I keep throwing up in there. So you get a copy of those, you can watch those. And you also get my hedge fund seminar video. Remember when the hedge funds were big? And everybody was selling to them because they would pay over retail, even to us investors? I did a whole seminar on that. Me and a guy named Pete Peralta, some of you may know him, launched his career. He's doing way, way good. When we were doing the hedge fund video, he said that he had made over $750,000, and that was only 16 months after taking my class. So yeah, he's a go-getter. I think he could do that if he flipped burgers. Somehow he would make a lot of money. You know, he's that kind of guy. But that's in there, and then I have all my audio recordings where I used to do conference calls every week. So you get all of that, and that is, well, there's my online training. You can see it has all of these little tabs. So each one of these tabs, like you click on that, and then it drops down and it has all the videos on there, and then you click on the video, and then you just watch it. You can watch it anytime you want. You can watch it in a jacuzzi. You can watch it during the Super Bowl in the kitchen while everybody else is watching football, because you really don't care about football because it doesn't make you any money, right? And then there's a hedge fund, there's my webinars, there's my calls. There's a spreadsheet instructional video because you get a copy of my actual spreadsheet. This, it's not fancy, but I can tell you, Jake, how long does it take me to calculate what a property's worth from the time that you give me an address?
I think like 15 seconds.
Anywhere in the United States.
Really irritates me too.
How close or accurate is my assumption?
Well, it's really great because your numbers are so conservative to start with. Your percentages are so conservative. You're not, it's not a fly-by-night calculation at
Yeah.
all. Not at all.
So on here, I teach you how to do this. I just re-recorded that video, by the way. So it's new. And the reason that it's new is because the audio on the first one was really poor. It was the first time I ever did a recording, and it really sucked. It was good because it was good material. But literally, once I come up with the fair market value, and I show you how to come up with fair market value. I show you everything you need to know to do real estate without ever losing money, and going in there like Donald Trump, you know what's going on every single deal, is right here on the spreadsheet. And I teach you how to put all these numbers in here. But you plug that first number in there, which is the fair market value, and the rest comes out automatically. It just calculates everything out. So I can tell you exactly how much to buy it for, how much to sell it for, how much you'll make, how much it'll cost you, all the way down to my experience of doing 1,500 buy, fix, and sells. Okay? And literally, you give me an address, and then if I got a good internet connection, I can figure out what it's worth and tell you what my offer's going to be in literally a minute. Bad internet, 2 minutes. Okay? The cool thing about this is that it tells you how much it's going to cost to repair, how much it's going to cost to close the deal, all your closing costs, all your holding costs, your selling costs, how much is it going to cost the realtor, you know, how much you're going to pay to the realtors, how much you're going to pay for the contractors, how much you're going to pay for the inspectors. It tells you everything. That's worth the price of admission. I wish I had that 22 years ago when I first started. That's all from my head. So what I've got is that video series I sell for 497 bucks. Okay? To have the full access to that, you can access it at any time. All right? Then I had, because I was so tied to the seminar companies, I heard a lot from people like you that had paid the $40,000 how they didn't learn anything and they spent all this money. And they wanted to know, how can they do this, and do it in steps? So what I did was, and then I asked them how much they want to pay for it. Okay, what if I could give you all of this? I think I was pretty smart at this. Because I asked everybody what they wanted and then what they wanted to pay for it, and then I'm going to give it to you. Okay? Because they asked me to give them a coaching session. I says, how long? And they says, well, enough time to do our first deal. So if you've never done a deal before, or even if you have, I can't guarantee that, because I can't guarantee what you're going to do physically. But if you go along with the program, in 13 weeks, you'll have a deal under your belt. If you've never done one, even if you don't have the money to buy it, I'll show you how to do it. Okay, so you also, it's step by step from the start to the finish. So and like I got one student that's going through it right now, and he's on the first one. He's like, Cliff, I already knew all this. And I'm like, well, did you know about this part of it? He's like, well, no, but I kind of figured that. I already took the other class, and he's already screwed up too. Okay, and I says, look. You got to go back to the beginning, because if you don't build a solid foundation from the beginning, anything that you stack on top of a faulty foundation does what?
False.
It's going to fall. It's going to collapse. I have never, ever lost money on a real estate transaction except one time. Okay? I know people that have lost 10, 15, 20. I know people that have lost 80. I know people that have lost $100,000 on one deal because they didn't have a solid foundation to build it on. Okay? Hands-on deal working. I want to walk you through a deal. Okay? Smart, right? And the sessions are fun. I love what I do, and I love this business, and I amaze myself at how smart I am when it comes to this business. Sometimes I'll be like, I'll hang up the phone with you guys, and I'll be like, God, man, I knew that? And it's been, you know, wow, I amaze myself. And I'm not trying to do this. I'm just saying, really, sometimes I'm like, holy shit, I knew that? But I've been doing it so much, and I've done it so often, that it's second nature to me. It's like if the first day that a guy goes and works on the line in GM, and he's going to put the lug nuts on a Corvette. Whoa, he's really excited, right? Ask him about the same job 30 years from now, right? But he'll tell you exactly, you know, how many turns it takes to screw up the threads on it. He'll know all of that. So that's what I know. I know everything there is to know about real estate. And if I don't know it, I know how to figure it out or find a solution. Okay? And that's what I teach you, to think like, rather than being book smart, you're going to know how to do it. And you're going to know how to do deals with confidence, because you're going to know, oh, if this happens, this has to happen, and this happens. Oh, this is easy. Oh, they can't do that because of this. You'll know that, and that's what the program gives you. All right. This is really cool. I like that. Isn't that cool?
That is cool.
So my 13-week program is $24.97. You're like, oh, we don't want to pay $24.97, but that's what everybody said in the survey. They wanted to pay for exactly 13 weeks of education that's going to lead them to putting a deal. How many people have done a real estate transaction? How many want to do one more? And know what you're going to make when you go into the deal and when you come out of it. Before you get in, all right? So there's that. Then I've got my 6 months of hand-holding coaching. Everybody said, Cliff, we want to call you any time of day and night, and we want to ask you the most ridiculous questions about real estate, and we want you to answer the phone every time. How much would you charge us for that? And I said, how much you got? Right? So you get personal coaching by me. I don't know, has anybody done more than 1,500 deals?
1,500.
No? Do you know anybody that's done that many?
No.
Do you know anybody that claims they've done that many, but I really know that they didn't? All right, so I want to help you close deals. I want you to make money. Why do I want you to make money? This is the greedy part that I get.
We make
Referrals.
Referrals. I make money how? Doing this. Okay? Can I make money doing real estate? I do. This is more fun. Come on, standing in a hot, sweaty room like here on a rainy day outside in Santa Barbara with all you guys. This is fun. It is hot in here though, isn't it?
It is.
But let me help you close the deals. How many deals did you get into last year that fell apart? Anybody fall apart on a deal?
Sure.
Okay?
All the time.
Yeah. I see that happen all the time, and I see where, oh, if you would have done this, you'd have made the deal work. And I just see it right away because I've done so many, right? So how many people would like to go out and put deals together, but you have obstacles to overcome? I gotta do the dishes, so I can't do that today. I gotta take the kids to soccer practice, so I can't do this today. Well, how about if I show you how you can do soccer practice and the dishes and do the real estate? If you're doing the real estate in record time of a minute or two to analyze properties, I know people that analyze properties for a week before they put an offer in. Okay? So I'll help you overcome the obstacles. 22 years of experience. It's actually 23 because I'm getting older. 1992 to 2015 is 23 years, right? I'm not very good at math unless there's a lot of zeros and a dollar sign in front. Then we get real accurate, okay? So this is $29.97 I charge for that. So Jake is on that program, and Jake calls me all the time. And most likely I answer. Because he calls me. There's that bell. Where'd that bell come from?
That's my phone.
See, I hear that and I'm thinking it's outside your door or something. And then you didn't hear the birds. I recorded that, so. He has birds in the background, and I said,
Oh, yeah, I didn't do that.
I said, man, that's so nice. You're sitting there, it's so peaceful, and I'm talking to him on the phone. I can hear the birds in the background. I'm like, God, that's really nice and peaceful. He said, there's no birds left. And I'm like, no, I hear them. He's like, there's no birds. So I don't know if he's fooling with me, or if he had a video recording or something. I don't know.
I'm glad.
Erica heard the birds
I'm
too.
glad it made you feel good, though.
So, because we're here today, I'm going to give you a today only special, just like Randy gave you a today only special. Would you like a really smoking hot special deal?
Yes.
One that you couldn't say no to.
Yes.
Okay, it's not $1, so don't get your hopes up on $1. Okay,
99 cents?
99 cents is a beginning, yes. So Cliff's complete online video series is $4.97. Remember, that's literally, I sat down at my desk and I taught my $20,000, $40,000 boots on the ground training class. Okay, so it's the same thing. All right, except you're not in a hotel ballroom getting banged and beat up to get your credit card limits raised. Okay, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Anybody ever go to one of those? Yeah.
I have friends and they've been scammed so horribly that
That's why I'm doing this.
it's just appalling.
Because everybody says to me, they sell for $40,000, $2,000 worth of information.
Right.
And can we pause that for a second? Is the reason why I'm doing my stuff for this kind of prices. Okay? 13 weeks step by step, $24.97. My 6 months of handhold coaching. Why do I do 6 months? Because everybody sells a year's worth of coaching. You don't need a year's worth of coaching if you're doing it with me. You'll know what you're doing in 6 months. And if you need to call me after 6 months, I answer the phone. I'm like Randy. Damn you.
Set the standard.
So the complete retail value is $5,900. Well, actually, it's more than that, isn't it? Because if you were to go in another hotel room, in a ballroom with a fancy music and all that other stuff, you'd be paying $30,000 or $40,000 or more. And they literally do the how much you got there, right? Okay. So I don't want you to pay that. I talk to a lot of people, and this is today only. $9.97. Why would I do that?
Incredible.
Why would I do that? If I could sell it for so much, why would I do this? I love what I do. I'm really good at it. Okay? And I can make you really good at it too. And I'm not greedy. I don't need a Lamborghini and a show on TV. Don't need that. If I want it, I know how to get it. I can get it. I can go back to the ballrooms and just add 5 and a 6 in front of that. Okay? So you guys think that's a good price?
Good. Yeah.
Yeah?
Great.
I can't do it any cheaper than that, literally. So, I don't know what you need to do to change your future, to change the way that you're doing things. If you've been sitting here a year, have you put any deals together?
Yes.
Okay? You want to put more together? Come talk to me. Seriously.
Can you still make money in California?
Yeah. Why not?
Because
Okay.
it's going
Okay, here's the thing. Well, there's areas that you can't buy. Okay, but if you remember my honey badger strategy for, okay, I'll give you the real quick rundown. And you get this in here for free, included in the price. But if you guys all make offers, you're basically going to make the offers the same way, right? The way that you guys have been taught. You know, you're going to want a discount off of the price. You're all going to come up with the same discount because you all been taught the same thing, right? Everybody needs 68% off of the fair market value to make the deal work, right? If you're going to buy, fix, and sell. How many people are putting in that same offer? Everybody's putting that in. Especially if you go to the Inland Empire once every quarter or so, you got 650 people putting the same offer on the same number of houses.
Well, it's not just the money, it's all of the terms are the same.
Terms are the same.
Everybody does all the terms the
Okay.
same way.
Yeah, and it's all cash, assign, you know, do an assignable
15
contract,
days, earnest
15
money.
days, earnest money, you know, all the lengthy things. I go in with my offer, I'm at 50% of fair market value. So if it's a $100,000 house, I offer 50. Sometimes lower, but it depends on the area. I offer all cash and I close in 5 days. I have a due diligence period of 24 hours. Okay? And my earnest money is the entire amount of the contract, which I give them 3 days after acceptance. And it's actually 3 days after I receive a copy of the fully executed contract and all addendums. Okay? So my offer compared to your offer on the same property, I'll be talking to them, you'll be, I'm sorry, but we have multiple offers, so you're going to have to come up with your
Right.
final and best offer. I'm talking deal. Okay? And you know what they're saying? Cliff, we love your terms, but we just don't like your price, so they counter me on my price. And when they counter me on my price, guess what terms I go to? Same as yours.
Terms.
Okay? And my earnest deposit becomes $1,000. I close in 30 days. Due diligence period is 17 days. The one that really gets them is the earnest money deposit. What? Yeah. So that's the difference. When you put an offer on a piece of property in California, you'll be negotiating, and you can put them together. I mean, I've got students that are doing them right now. We're looking at stuff in Fresno.
Right, we're looking at stuff everywhere.
Everywhere.
But the thing I wanted to say was that, I mean, I had a buyer's agent for some properties in Merced, and I submitted this honey badger method, and the guy didn't even understand it.
Yeah.
He's been in the business for at least 25 years, and he did things like he changed the amount of earnest money, like the way.
Thinking he was doing us a favor.
The honey badger, right, exactly, and I had to go back and I had to instruct him on everything.
Yeah.
Because he didn't get it. They don't get it. But the fact that they don't get it actually works for you because of the way the whole thing is structured.
Yeah.
It's genius.
Yeah. And it works.
It does work.
So that is my presentation. And I did it in less than 30 minutes. It was an hour and 40 minutes, wasn't it? Yeah.
We didn't get kicked out of here.
And we didn't get kicked out of here. So I guess I kept talking because they were kicking us out.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say that, Cliff was here a few months back, 6
Yeah.
months, whatever it was, and at the time he was here, he had mentioned something about land trusts, and I went on his neck with like jugular, trying to get him to talk. And he goes, well, I didn't really come here to promote Randy Hughes. I came here to do my thing. He came back today and promoted Randy in a big way and spent a lot of time on land trusts. And I want to thank you for all the time that you did on that.
And thank you.
Yeah. So if you guys are interested in working with me, I'd be happy to talk to you.
Yeah, we'll be here. We'll slowly kind of clean things up. You guys meet with each other, meet with Cliff, meet with Randy. Anybody wants to go down later on downstairs, we'll be down there.
Because I sell this online for the other prices.
Yeah.
So this is
Now's the
rare.
time to talk to him.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you.
Bye. And we will be here again next month. Not quite sure what day, but we'll let you know. We'll be there. Thank you very much for showing up.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for coming in the